In today's world, video is the most effective content. In 2021 alone, 80% of all content consumed by users was video. If today you don't make video about yourself, about your product, you're losing positions in your business. Afrique Today production invites you to create a video of any complexity. Are you an aspiring blogger, artist, musician, and you want to surprise your audience? Or are you an ordinary person and want to create a family story? Then our team will be able to create a video for you with unique quality, reported shooting, individual shooting, studio shooting, entertainment videos, corporate events. All this we can do for you in the best quality. Just call now and get a 30% discount at 571-612-0496. 571-612-0496. Afrique Today, the best of digital TV. Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to talk about your nonprofit organization? Do you want to talk about your culture? Introducing the online web TV, Afrique Today. We are live every Sunday at 3 p.m. You can watch us live at the same time on 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and using the Afrique Today app. Download our app today for Android or Apple. Promote your business today. For more information, go to www.afriquetoday.com. Afrique Today, the best of digital TV.
And we are the voice of AAU, and we are excited to have wonderful guests today. I am your host, Dr. Yvette Butler-Yaboa, with my co-host,
the Invisible Man.
Now, I bet you all thought you were going to see him this year, and you still might, but we'll see. So we're really excited. We have an amazing show today, and this is a great way to start the New Year's off. I think we're starting off with a bang, and we're starting off with our African brothers and sisters to really talk about things that a lot of us don't know about, and that needs to happen and needs to change. And as you know, I always like to start our shows off with a little question or a tidbit, and to get you to start thinking and putting on your academic and your educational hat to do research on your own. So we have a new thing. We said, did you know? So we have a little video to set the stage. Because before we really talk about what we're going to get into today, we want you to see a video. And so I want you to see this clipping here, real quick video, just really to set the stage of what we're going to talk about before we introduce our most esteemed and wonderful guests we're so excited to have today. Can we show this video clipping, please? And tell me, did you know?
These are the Venom Bronzers, some of the greatest African art ever made. And we stole them. At the end of the 19th century, the British Empire spanned a quarter of the world. The other European nations wanted their own empires, and a huge land grab began. Africa was a land of opportunity. Britain took control of what is now Nigeria and crushed local rulers, all except the defiant king of Benin. Benin had grown from a city into an empire and had become a hotbed of artistic skill and trade. The best artists produced beautiful and intricate bronze plaques to decorate the king's palace. And they even began taxing imports and exports to their kingdom. This made the local British officials angry, and they demanded Benin be taken by force, and Benin's treasures be used to pay for the cost. A mission was launched to teach them a lesson. The 9 British officers, with their 250 porters, were ambushed and killed. Stupidly, their weapons were locked away in a trunk. The British now had an excuse for war. This expedition met fierce resistance. Eventually, the city fell, and burning and looting ensued. The main prize? The beautiful bronze plaques. The annihilation of Benin was really a show of muscle by the British Empire, a warning not to resist British power. Most of the stolen bronzes were sold to pay for the expedition. Many went to the British Museum. Today, only a handful remain in Nigeria. The bronzes caused quite a stir at the time. Many refused to believe Africans could produce such beautifully crafted art. Ironically, their theft brought them worldwide recognition and appreciation. Our own queen was given a bronze by a wayward Nigerian president who had borrowed it from the National Museum, reigniting the controversy. So our queen unwittingly fenced stolen goods, unlike the Victorians who knowingly did so 100 years ago. To find out more, go to www.openuniversity.co.uk/Benin.
Now, did we know that treasures from the motherland were stolen for centuries and centuries, and those treasures have not been returned today? There's still many that need to be returned. But we are really excited today because we have with us today 3 members and 3 wonderful guests from the Edo Association of Washington, D.C. The first guest is Mr. Igor
Anderson.
Now, you guys know I'm going to say it again. I am so sorry if I mess up on your name. I am the worst person for names, and so I have to really look at it phonetically, and I should have wrote it out, but I didn't. So
Yes.
Ibanosa. He is the current president of the Edo Association of Washington, D.C. Metropolitans. He is one of the founding members of the association, which was established over 30 years ago. That's a long time. And this is, and it's wonderful to have associations like this here in the United States. He's an immigrant from Nigeria. He studied here in the United States over 40 years ago. He came here as a retired civil engineer. Now, were you retired when you came here, or did you come to study here?
No, I came to study.
Okay, I want to make sure that.
Yeah, I retired after 32 years working for the state. So I retired in 2018. So that's that.
Oh, that's that's not that long ago. I'll say.
No. I came as a student. In 1980s.
Now, what school did you go to? Also, when you came here.
I went to NC State in North Carolina. That's the North Carolina State University. They did the Wolfpack.
Oh, you need to always talk about that. North Carolina is that they have the most amazing schools there, and they have a lot of great HBCUs too as well.
Exactly. Yeah. In the Research Triangle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he currently has his private engineering consultant, and he's married with 3 lovely children. And he loves traveling and also reading. Now, where you traveled to last in lieu of COVID? So where was your last travels to?
Well, okay. We went to Hawaii, me and my wife, during the COVID last year.
Oh my gosh.
That was during the COVID last year. We had, that was rough because a lot of the places, they weren't shut down, but they were kind of like slow, but it was very good. It was beautiful. We spent about 2 weeks there, so that was good.
Nice, nice. I've never been there, and it's interesting. I'm from California originally, so I should have
Okay.
been to Hawaii by then because it's just a hop, skip, and jump from California. From this coast is hours and hours long. So I'm gonna get there one day though. But I
Good.
really want to see every single country on the continent of my homeland and my ancestral roots. So that's my goal first before hitting to Hawaii. And we also have the President Emeritus, Mr. Richard Omoragi. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Morobe. Yeah.
Omorobe. Wonderful. He's the President Emeritus of the association and a healthcare business executive. He spends half his time in the United States and the other half in Nigeria working collaboratively with several organizations to assist people of Edo and address their socioeconomical needs. Now, we have to do some work there together. I have not been to Nigeria yet, but I did do my DNA.
Okay.
And I am literally, first of all, I love it. I am 98% African. And that's unheard of for an African American. So that meant my ancestors who came here weren't raped.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So I'm basically pure blood. And I am, and of that 98%, I am literally 70-something% Nigerian. So I'm like, I have to get to Nigeria. Oh yeah. So you are my brothers and sisters, without a doubt. So I know that my ancestors came from, they came from Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, Mr. Richard, he also is married, and he's now. How many children do you have? No children?
No, I have 4 children.
4 lovely children.
Yeah,
All right. I should have made this bigger, so I should have seen it more. So.
Because I just.
And last but not least is the best. I love having women guests.
The queen.
Tell you, we definitely have a queen. We have an African queen with us today. And I'm excited because we don't have a lot of females on our show. And we need to have more females because it's all about us. I don't know why it is. Men take over and we need more of us. And so I have a wonderful African queen, and I want her to do, I want to introduce her to you. And it's Mrs. Felicia Amifua. Did I say that right? Amifua. Now, she hails from Benin City of Edo State in Nigeria. She lives in the state of Washington and is also a registered nurse manager in one of the healthcare facilities here in the DMV. She serves in the capacity in the Edo group as a women's group leader of the Edo Association. She is married with a wonderful husband who is a pro. Now, he's a pro of the Edo Association. What is that now? What is a
PRO?
Yeah.
Public Relations Officer.
Oh, okay. You gotta say he can be pro of anything. I'm like
we should have spelled that out.
Oh, you guys sound like a pro. What is it? What is it pro in? Basketball, football,
That's a very common short way we speak of it in Nigeria. Actually, maybe everywhere in Africa, PRO.
It's so funny. Depending on what profession you're in, we have these acronyms that mean something totally different. Because I know that everyone here in the healthcare field can understand healthcare acronyms are so different from academic acronyms and other things. So I never use acronyms probably for anything.
Yep.
So, and I want to say she has a passion for helping the underserved and the elderly and the youth. And she leads charity activities within the Edo Association. Now, do you have any children?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they didn't say 5? Yes.
Grown children.
You're kidding me.
We couldn't count and we couldn't believe it. That's why I couldn't put the 5 there. I'm like, I don't know if it's 5 and teachers. Look at her. And the kids are big. One's a lawyer, one's an engineer, one's in medical school. They're just, So.
You are so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't imagine 5 children coming out of you because you look so young. I mean, you look beautiful. And to have grown kids too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they say black don't crack, so black really don't crack.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you are living proof of that. It's amazing. So I love it. So, but anyway, I want to thank the 3 of you. And I said, I want you guys to tell us a little bit about the association, because we're here to talk today about the stolen treasures from the Benin Kingdom and how we can get involved as far as what we can do. So I'm going to turn the floor over to you. So I'm not sure who wants to speak first, and tell us a little bit about the Edo Association and what you're doing right now.
Our president will speak first. Go ahead, Mr. President.
Okay. If you want to say so, well, first of all, let me just say thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to come in here in your forum and actually speak about, who we are, what we do, and, our heritage. I didn't mean to say this, but we are called Edo, not Edo. Edo, yeah. So we are the Edo Association. We represent the Edo Association in the DMV, put it that way. Yeah, I call it the National Capital Region. And it was spread over Maryland, the whole of Maryland, Virginia, Northern Virginia, of course, and DC. We actually also have memberships outside of the area, from Pennsylvania, in North Carolina, and we actually have a member who's joins us from Chicago. And that's how good we are. Our membership is growing. Our very active membership is somewhere between 70 and 100. But we are growing. We are growing big, and over the past 30 years, people have been coming in and going and coming and going. And our main, focus is just to recognize who we are, pull ourselves together as a group of people, and then start to do something, worthwhile for ourselves, for our community back home, and for our community here where we live. We have two communities. Those of us Africans that are here, in Nigeria, from Nigeria everywhere, we live sort of like, two lives. One for ourselves here and our family. Of course, this is where we are now. This is home. And for our people that we left back at home. So our goal is to do the best we can to help people at home and help each other here too, and help the community. And in doing that, we get involved in a number of charity affairs, like, at the end of the year, we go around trying to see how we can help, right here in the community and also back home. Our sister, the Queen, will talk about our, charity organizations at home and everywhere. And, but basically, we are a solid group. And we want to know, again, thank you for letting us here. We want to use this to also let people out there who are not aware of us, who are from Edo in Nigeria, that we're here. We're here. And we are here for you. If you're a member of the Edo community and you live here, we have an organization that's an umbrella for you to come under and start to be one of us. We also have a national organization that had a convention here in 2019. Over 1,000 people, Edo people from across the country and Canada, were in that, convention. And thank God we had that before the COVID, because since then, the next one was supposed to be in Las Vegas in 2020. That did not hold. And it was supposed to happen in 2021. It didn't hold either. But we are looking forward to having it this year, 2022. So we have a very big umbrella for every Edo person that's in the DMV, all the way down to maybe Richmond, to come on board and be a part of us so that we can grow together, we can build our community here strong, and we can also build it strong at home. I'm not going to suck up all the air. I'm going to leave, my former president here is a big, greater talker than I am. I'll let him go from there. And of course, our Queen is going to talk about, you can see already she has a passion for just helping people, helping kids. She has the energy too. I don't know where she gets that from. You know, she drags out all over the place just to help with people. So, and she's going to talk about, you know, the people she's helping back home with through our organization and here. Let me stop right here and let my brother Richard take over.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. But most importantly, Dr. Yaboa, I want to say thank you so much for inviting us, one.
Yes.
Also, for taking the time to really do this. It takes a lot of passion, a lot of love, and we can see your infectious personality.
Yes, yes.
And we appreciate every single bit of it.
Absolutely.
So like the president said, as a matter of fact, the president recruited me and my wife to join the association about 30 years ago when we were all in North Carolina together. He moved down here. And so when the association formed, and he invited us over, and we've been a member since. I wanted to just add just a little to what the president said about membership. We have umbrella organization called ENAW, Edo National Association Worldwide. So if you are listening to us and you are from any part of the United States and Canada, you can actually Google ENAW, and there is a sister organization in every major city in the States. So you can join. Of course, we welcome you as a distance member if you want to join us. Also, hopefully we would get the chance to really talk about who we are, in addition to talking about the organization, because I do know that the goal of tonight's conference is about the looted artifacts. And for our brothers and sisters who are on this side of the continent, sometimes there's a lot of confusion about Edo and Benin Kingdom. So I wanted to just quickly share a little light on that. There is a country called the Republic of Benin. And a lot of people usually mistake the Republic of Benin for us as a people. So when they talk about the Queen Mother, Queen Idia, they actually sometimes refer to that country, Republic of Benin, which is incorrect. Prior to becoming the Republic of Benin, that country used to be called Dahomey, and the name was subsequently changed to the Republic of Benin. And so some people say, what is the relationship? Well, there's just two minor relationships. But the reason why Dahomey was changed to the Republic of Benin was because the current of Benin, Republic of Benin consisted of 4 kingdoms. So just putting 4 kingdoms together and naming it after one of them was not fair. So the thing that was fair was to call it the Republic of Benin because of the Bight of Benin, which was in the Gulf of Guinea. And the Gulf of that Bight of Benin was named the Bight of Benin. At the time it was named after the Kingdom of Benin, because as at that time, the Kingdom of Benin was the most powerful kingdom in the area. That is one minute relationship Dahomey had with Benin. The second minute relationship is there's a group or a tribe in Dahomey that claim their ancestral land is from Benin.
Benin,
So I just wanted to clear that out. So for those who are listening to us, I am going to actually encourage you to visit the Institute of Benin Studies. Benin, by the way, is spelled B-E-N-I-N. And the website for the Institute of Benin Studies is www.greatbenin.org. So when you go there, you would be able to see a lot about.
Now, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that website again?
www.greatbenin.org. So when you go there, you would see a lot about us. So it is my hope. It is my hope that by the time you finish listening to us tonight, you will do your own due diligence. Actually, take time out. I'm talking to the listeners, to do a little research on your own. So when you are searching for the Kingdom of Benin, it all depends on what you type in. Some call it the Kingdom of Benin. It is also known as Edo Kingdom or the Benin Empire. When you Google any of these, it's going to come out. And we are in the southwestern part of Nigeria. And as at the time the kingdom existed, it was the second largest kingdom in the entire Africa continent. It was only next to Pharaoh Egypt. Okay. And the kingdom existed up until 1897.
Wow.
And I can tell you, during the British invasion, which the war lasted 8 years, it was after the fall of Benin Kingdom before Nigeria was created. The fall of Benin Kingdom was what actually led to the kingdom of the country Nigeria.
Can you stop?
So proud to the British coming to Benin, or proud to any Western civilization making contact with us. We had already existed as a people for 2,300 years. Proud to any contact with any Western or European civilization.
I had a question.
The first group of people we came in contact with were the Portuguese. And we came in contact with the Portuguese in 1417 AD. Okay, and the British did not come to our soil until 1553 AD. That's about 81 years later. So there's a lot that we can tell you. Again, that is why I said you have to take time out to really read about
Benin Kingdom.
Benin Kingdom.
Yeah,
well, I think the Invisible Man had a question too, and so audience, please make sure, because I've been online all day long looking find out about the Benin Kingdom, and it is amazing. And so the Invisible Man, ask your question, because then I want to make sure we get to our queen, and then definitely start talking about the stolen art.
Yes.
Well, see, it's so much information that he's dropping. We have to receive it in small bits. What you just said about 1553, when the British came.
Yes.
2 years later is when they brought us to America. April 1st, 1555. That's when we landed. Yeah. Earlier we were talking about where Columbus came in 1492 with San Salvador. He never made it to this continent. And now I just want to see if you can verify this comment real quick. Okay. Is it true? Well, two things. Is it true that one out of every, and we use the term, term Afro-descendant because I'm descended from Africa, but I can say black. 1 out of every 5 black person is from what is considered to be Nigeria. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Now, the final thing is when you said Nigeria, it was actually created, is a created state, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can drop some more wisdom, but take it slow, because we haven't had this revealed to us in the classroom.
Okay.
So it. You have to take your time.
Let me quickly say this to you.
Yes, sir.
That one black person out of 4 blacks in the world is a Nigerian.
That's what I heard.
the only reason for that is because of the population.
Yes.
So they took the percentage of all Black people in the world and then equated them, and it turns out to be 1 in every 4 Black persons in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
So go back to what you said about slave. The West African, the vast majority of, and by the way, it is not all Black people in America came here as slaves. You need to do your own research. Everybody that came here did not come here as slaves. Prior to the slave trade, Blacks were already all over the place.
Yes.
How did the Aborigines of Australia, how did they get there?
Yeah.
How did the Aborigines, how did the Indians, the Black Indians, how did they get to Southeast Asia? So you have to ask all these questions.
Yes, exactly.
I don't want to just keep talking because
no, let's speak to the sister now.
Oh, we got here. No, that's not the sister. That is our queen.
Oh, the queen.
So,
okay.
Yes.
All right. I stand corrected.
So, Queen Felicia, please tell us a little bit more about what you do. And first of all, before you can start talking, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you did during the holiday season for Gapbuster as well. I mean, they have been, as you guys know, I'm also the executive director of Gapbuster, and this organization has been so amazing, was able to provide funding for us to get toys and just gift cards to individuals in need. So we want to thank you for your dedication and your commitment to community service locally and abroad.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's our queen. She's the one that lead that path.
Like I said, she drags us all over the place to do
it. Funny enough, even if I drive everybody all over the place, I have very dedicated, beautiful ladies that help me.
Yes.
They are behind me all the time. So it's not like I do it all by myself, but with all the ladies, they are really very helpful.
Yes.
And if you notice, like we usually say that behind every successful man, there's a woman. Yes. Also behind this association are the women, the Edo women.
Yes.
Standing by it and making sure that we shine wherever we go. Yes. And that is why for a long time now, we've been trying to do charity work, both at home and here. And when we say we are talking about our own states, which is the Edo state. And in Edo state, we have various sections also. We have various tribes. So what we've been doing all this while, we've been trying to help the orphanages. But before then, I know they have sent things to, I think computers, sir, Mr. Morobe.
Yes.
Computers home, we send gifts, bags home and things like
books.
That. Yes, books. And
we will send an ambulance when we send a whole huge ambulance home.
But for the last 2-3 years now, just before COVID, we didn't know COVID was going to come this big. So we've been sort of limited. And the first one we did recently on the last 3 years, that COVID year, was to give out masks. We sent masks to the Prince George's Family Justice Center. And it was very good. And then after that, we now send things to Nigeria, to Edo State. We send things to our orphans back there. And we've been doing that now for about 2-3 years consistently. We did that last year also. We also sent to two orphanages back home. And then our host community here, we also went to the food bank. We gave out non-perishable stuff, food items to the food bank in DC, Northwest. And then we also, the last one we went to was the Crowder one in Northeast. We also have been dedicating our time to help to put things together, put food together, to package food and so on. And we did one recently with the City for the Bread of Bread for the City. Bread for the City.
Bread for the City.
That's where we went to last. And then finally, also, we also came and gave to your association, African American United. We were able to give out some gift card, Amazon gift card for toys. And this year, by His grace, we know we are also planning a lot of things that we want to do, both here for our host community. This is where we call home. And that is what we have to make sure that our home, where we call home here, we have to make sure that we are comfortable. And the way we can make it comfortable is to reach out to the underserved people. So, and that's what we have been doing. And then we also extend it to people back home, to our motherland in Edo State, and make sure those people also were able to at least do much for them. That's where we are right now.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for all the work that you're doing. I just want to briefly say that one of the missions and goals of AAU is to build these bridges build the bridges actually with the motherland amongst African immigrants and those of us in the diaspora. And one of the things I'm hoping that as you guys do some of your work, because I definitely want to see if I can become a member. Because can you become a member if you're not from, from the Edo State? Because I would definitely love.
Remember, there are clauses that we can make you a member.
Yeah. Honorary membership.
Yeah. Well, I told you my DNA says I'm from Ghana. I mean, from Nigeria. Yeah. Now, but I'm married to a Ghanaian, so I'm definitely connected. Yeah. And it's funny when you say Benin, because also my DNA says I'm from Benin as well, but I don't know if that's the Kingdom of Benin or where they now are saying the Republic of Benin. So I need to find that out for sure, because I might be Edo. Yeah. So Edo. So I might be Edo. So I definitely want to become a member. And so for those of us who are not, we don't know, how can we get more involved in your organization?
Well, there's several ways you can get involved. First is to become a member. That's it. Become a member, and membership is usually among folks that originate from Edo State, or anyone who's married to, an indigen of Edo State. Okay. What you're talking about is what we will call, that's something we have to get into, honorary membership. We haven't explored that, but it's something we can explore, because we want to be, like I said, a big umbrella. We want to be a big umbrella for anyone to come under. We know that we're all one people,
Yes.
Especially when you think about Ghana. Ghana and Nigeria have been sister countries forever. We were the two first English-speaking countries in West Africa. And we have been working together. We compete in everything. We move to each other's country back and forth, Yes. So you can get involved, be a member, and we have our monthly meetings once a month. One of the things we do a lot, which my brother will talk about here more, is our annual picnic. We have an annual picnic that's always a big draw and a big thing. And we have it every year at the Sandy Point State Park, at the Bay Bridge. That's where we have it every year. But we didn't have it last year because of COVID. We're planning for it this year. We have it there by the waterfront. It's always a big hit. We invite everyone, Edo friends, everyone, we invite everyone to be a part of it. So what we will say in that next one, we're going to have it this year, I think you definitely want to be there and maybe put on a show about it. Maybe we will put on a show about it when we're having it. But again, the membership is, being a member is one thing, sign up for membership. And then we have a way that we support ourselves. We have benefits that are due to members. We also have things that we require our members to do. on a regular basis to keep the association strong and keep the community strong. Okay.
So to add to what the president said, Dr. Yaboa, is that you are already involved. So the question actually is, how can you assume some leadership role? And we can tell you, by the way, if you want to be a registered member of this association, we would make it happen, because yes, there is an opportunity to make that happen. That is the first thing. The other part is that you alluded to the stolen artifacts that are being returned. So hopefully we'll talk more about that. So as part of this association's efforts to be a part of that, we are currently working towards building an Edo house here in the Damava area. So this Edo house is going to be partly museum and partly every other thing, which is going to, our president has actually led this effort even before he became president. And we have raised money. We continue to raise money. The only reason why we have not actually laid a foundation is because we don't have enough money. So when you say, how do you get involved? Hey, do you want the steering wheel or do you want the tank? Whatever.
Well, let's get right into all the stolen artifacts and art, because, and I encourage everyone to go to the Edo Association's website, and you'll see tons of art that has been stolen. Now, and I just want to put it out there, it's not only Europe, they say Britain. The Smithsonian has stolen artifacts from the Kingdom of Benin. Probably every museum in the world has stolen artifacts from the Kingdom of Benin. And I just wanted to say one thing, and I want you to talk more about it, because as I was doing my research, the Europeans were so shocked of the talents and the artistic nature and just the craftsmanship, because because to this date, the Kingdom of Benin to this date has the most exquisite craftsmanship and art in the world. And so can you tell us what is really going on? And I know Germany's supposed to be returning some, and tell us more about what's happening with the stolen artifacts and how they're repatriating them and where they're repatriating them to.
You want to take that, Mr. President?
You can take that, but I'm going to talk about the convention center and how that is one of the motivations for us trying to build the cultural center that you just mentioned, Edo House here in our DMV. You go ahead.
Okay, so the stolen artifacts from the Great Benin Empire, let's give credit to where credit is due. Government of Nigeria has been involved in collaboration with the people of Benin and or Edo State. So remember, when we talk about Edo people, we actually have a head who is our Oba. The Oba or the king is the over. He was actually what you would call president of a country when that zone was an empire. So he is still the traditional head of who we are as a people. So he had actually organized the missions to all these European countries to negotiate the repatriation of these artifacts. Believe it or not, a lot of grandchildren of the recipients of some of these artifacts have been slowly returning them on their own. And in about 2 months ago, one major item was returned from Germany. I think that's what you were referring to. And there is the Royal Museum, because I remember you had said something about the Pan-Africa Heritage Museum in Ghana.
Yes.
Yesterday when we spoke. So, and I had told you that the repatriated artifacts are not going to the Pan-African Heritage. They are coming to Benin because there is a museum that is being built in Benin, and it's called the Benin Royal Museum, where all these artifacts are going to be stored. So everything that has been returned so far has been returned to Benin through the Nigerian government.
Now, there's millions of pieces out there, millions.
Yeah.
Do you know approximately what % has been returned, and what we can do to encourage other artifacts being returned? Because I know the ones here in the Smithsonian, I don't think they've returned them yet.
What has been returned is less than 0.05%. So to the question as to what you can do, you are an advocacy group. Through your platform, there are activities that is going on that your platform can actually help sensitize the general public as to what is going on, help advocate for the request of these people. So what I will do after this section, I would send you some links and some contact persons in the kingdom that are actively involved in this, and they would be able to link up with you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I hope that I can put it on our website as well as linking it into our newsletter to really get people more involved. Because when you say less than 0.000 point, I mean that's just totally, to me, it's unconstitutional. It's inhumane the way they just stripped us from everything that was ours. And it's interesting because I remember going to the African Museum here. It's been still an African Museum and of art, and looking at going to the African collections. And there's just so much beauty there. Yeah. And never thought. And I don't think most people think we go to these museums that this is stolen art. And that stolen art needs to be returned to its rightful owners.
Yes, yes.
And those are just a little bit more than art. They are documented history. The Egyptians did calligraphy. The Beninese recorded their history through their arts.
Yes.
So those are all written documentation that you are actually looking at. Those carvings actually also say something about what happened in that time frame.
And getting those things, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And where do they go? The question you asked before, like Brother Richard just said, that Royal Museum is being built because the Oba, that's what we call the King of Benin Kingdom. We call him the Oba, OBA. That's the way we spell that. So Oba. So he decides, he made that point. So as soon as those things started coming, when the decision was made in Germany, starting with Germany, that this is going to be brought back, even the Nigerian federal government wanted to keep them. But he made them realize that, hey, look, these are the properties of the Benin, the Edo people, heritage. They were taken from here in Benin. They are coming back to Benin. They are not staying under the auspices of any government. They're coming right back to where they were taken. And that was a great stand that he took. And that Oba is, the thing about him is our kingdom, the Oba of our kingdom is similar to what they have in England. It goes from generation to generation. So it's not a matter of, a political thing. There's nothing political about it. It's in the family. Just like in England, where the queen goes away now, the son or daughter takes over. It's the same thing. So that's, it's a monarchy. Thank you, much. It's a monarchy, and that's the way it's been for hundreds of years. So it's really, and that's what makes it so historic and so strong. And that's why this cultural thing that we're talking about is something we have to stand up for and start to really fight to make sure that those things come back. And that is why we are building this. We are looking to build this cultural and community center here for Edo people, where we too can house some of these things, maybe not the original ones, but the ones that we can get to start to tell our own story, because other people are telling our own story, but they're not telling it the way we know it, like we are doing now. So we want to have a place to tell that story.
Yeah, and to just add to that, that's why we are going to try to bring the youth in. There are some of our children that may never go back home. They will stay here. And the best thing is when that place is built, they will be able to come there and see their heritage. They see what's going on, how it looks like. And like Mr. Morogbe said, every act represents something. It tells a history. So for our youth, our children that won't be able to go back home, when they go to this center, they'll be able to look at it and be able to say, oh, this is where I am from. This is my heritage, this is my culture, and then they'll be able to really embrace it. So we are really bringing so that they can be part of this too.
Yes.
Now, I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
Of each of you, since you're on the screen, what's the difference when I said sister and queen? Isn't every one of our sisters a queen?
Every one of us.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't mean any disrespect.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think there's a delineation and a difference, because we're all queens, but then there's the queen and the queen mothers, and so this young lady here is a queen mother.
And so are you.
And to add to that, actually, I did not really want to dress like the queen mother, or like how the Oba's wife really dresses, but this the beads tells a lot about our culture.
Yes.
If you see a Benin woman, an Edo woman wearing the beads, you know that this is an Edo woman.
Yeah.
So right now, everybody is like copying our culture, our heritage. Generally, it's meant for the Edo person. How about beads? That tells a lot about us. But because I am here and it's just a Friday, I didn't have time to do
the head one.
You're very beautiful. No excuse. You're just too beautiful for words.
Thank you so much. That's our heritage. This is our culture.
Yes, now, if I could ask the current president a word.
Yeah.
Sir, when you say Germany, are we talking the Third Reich or the people who started the First World War, who were responsible for stealing most of the treasure?
To be honest with you, I don't know how I actually ended up in Germany, because our connection.
The Germans, they known for looting stuff.
Yeah, my brother here will know more about that. He's more of a historian than I am. So if you want to take that.
The people of Germany were never involved in the looting of the Venom Bronzers.
They weren't.
Now, following the war. And
First World War, Second World War.
No, I'm talking about the punitive war.
The British.
In 1800s.
Yes. Yeah. British punitive war in 1897.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They looted so much. And so when they took it back to England, they started selling them off.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how the pass went all over the world.
And auction, through auction, they were going to and getting it.
They're also in Asia, China, Japan.
I've seen some pieces in
some
China.
Some of the people that bought resold.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was how it just went all over the world.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing thing how those things happen.
So I know the time is fast going, but let me quickly go back to what Dr. Yaboa had referred to as the queen. So Queen Idia.
Yeah.
Queen Idia, which there's a mask that represents her regalia.
Yes.
And that was how she dresses
Mm-hmm.
as a warrior. She was the mother of an Oba Esigi.
A king.
She a king. She was also the first ever known army general that actually led a battalion into war.
A woman.
And she was very fierce and very, very successful. So her head or her mask was one time in history where we had what was called Festac, Festival of Arts and Culture.
For Africa, the whole of Africa.
1977 for all Black people all over the world.
Yeah. And
every single Black person was represented in Nigeria. The event took place in Lagos, and a separate village was created just to host all the guests, and it was called Festa Village. That village still exists today. Of course, it's 77. Yeah. And so the Queen's mother head was actually used as the logo for that event. So so that was how her head became associated with that event. But she was the first known general. And so what the significance of that is the value the people of Benin Kingdom placed on the woman.
That's right.
I cannot overemphasize that. The level, the dignity of the woman in our culture was very, very high.
Yeah.
Women were revered in our culture, and they are still revered today. And that is why we call them mommy, and people think we are crazy. You call your wife mommy. I said, what did you say? What did you call her? I said, mommy. Okay.
Well, you know, I says I'm really excited you talked about Queen Amina, because I'm gonna see if I'm hoping that we can finish off with a video of her. Okay. But as we were talking, you know, I was on my phone and people were texting. So you guys have a request, especially the president. You guys, there's a request from the 100 Black men who want you on their show to talk more about the stolen treasures, how we can get involved, and what more of us can do. Okay. And so when you get like the 100 Black men, and I don't know if you ever heard of the 100 Black men, but there's thousands of them throughout the world, but definitely within the United States. And I always love it because I say they have those deep pockets. So we had to get some of those with the deep pockets to really start making sure we reinvest in what's happening and reinvest in the continent. Yeah. So I am really excited today because I'm like, I've learned so much history, and I know everyone out there has, but we have to have you back on and talk really more about the Kingdom of Benin so that we can get more lessons in history. And then also, one thing, audience, I want you to do today. I want every last one of you to look up, at least find one queen of Africa and learn more about them. And start off with the first Queen Amina from Benin. So I know we're coming to the end of the hour. Is there any one last things? But I want to make sure that we can hopefully play the video. I did send it to our producer. Hopefully he'll get that on. The video of the Queen of Amina.
I had one question, Dr.
Yes.
Buck, before we go.
Queen Amina is not Benin.
No. Okay.
Say that again.
Queen Amina is not Benin.
Queen Amina, according to the Kano Chronicles, was born around the year 1533 when her mother, Queen Bakwa Turunku, reigned in Zaria, then known as Zazao. Zaria is now a major city in present-day Kaduna State, northern Nigeria. Amina's family was very rich as a result of trade in imported metals, cola, cloth, salt, and horses. As a result, Amina was able to perfect her military skills with the warrior of the Zazao cavalry as a young woman. Her dexterity and aristocracy eventually led her to emerge as leader of the Zazao cavalry, during which she acquired great wealth and numerous military honors. By the time Amina was to assume the throne of Zazao, she had matured into a fierce warrior, which earned her the respect of the kingdom's military. It will be pertinent to note that during Amina's time, men did not feel threatened when women ruled or were in power and influential positions. It was a general belief among the Hausa people that anyone could be in a position of authority, regardless of gender. In fact, women could oust men who were not effective in their duties. When Amina was queen, Zazao was located at the junction of 3 major trade corridors of northern Africa, connecting the Sahara with the internal markets of forest lands in the south. The fall of Songhai and the resulting opposition for the control of trade routes among the powerful kingdoms incited continual warring among the Hausa people and their neighbors during the 15th and 16th centuries. In this continued strife for power and eminence among the Hausa state, Zaria for a time achieved dominance under Amina. The queen led her first military charge a few months after assuming the Zazao throne. For most of her 34 years' reign, Amina kept fighting while expanding her kingdom to its greatest in history. With an army of 20,000 men, the Hausa queen tried to annex several surrounding cities up to Nupe and conquered Kano and Katsina. The expansion of Amina's kingdom guaranteed Zaria's prosperity, and she brought wealth that were unheard of to the kingdom. She boosted Zazao's wealth and power with gold, slaves, and agriculture. She also introduced metal armor, including iron helmets and chainmail, to her cavalry. To protect Zazao, Amina built many fortifications around various conquered cities. Many of these walls are still existing to this day.
Nigeria, but that's
that's from the northern part of the country, which is another big part of the country. The Hausa, where they had they had their own empire, the Songhai. And that's another huge. There's so much history, history and culture in that country. But the Benin kingdom, the Edo, that was the dominant one for centuries, and the first to come in contact with the Europeans many centuries ago.
And on that, I want to thank you so much. I know the Invisible Man. Was there one last thing you want to say?
Well, no, I'm trying to find out because see, my Nigerian friends, they said that I remind them of an Igbo boy. I'm just wondering.
That is good and bad.
It's good because they're very resourceful and fruitful.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Hey, that's it. I tell you, that's a good thing. They're very industrious. They're hardworking, and very ingenious. We have a saying, that I can call them the can-do people.
Yes.
Can do people.
They are the Jewish people of Nigeria.
Yes, under any condition. The difference between them and the Jewish people is that they are physically strong.
Yeah.
And mentally too. And they are very financially crafty and business oriented. So yeah, it is a plus. On the other side, I always want to dwell on the positive side. So I'll give you those ones. So
the negative side of them is something everybody else also want to have, which is money. They love you.
Well, I want to thank you so much for tonight. It has been a joy, and I think it's been very educational for a lot of our viewers. And so you have a request to come on, like it's not this show, another show that they want you to come on to and really talk about the lost treasures, how they can get involved, how they can help, and that honorary membership. That I'm a Nigerian, so I shouldn't get an honorary membership. Yeah.
You should visit Edo State.
Yes.
Love you. You need to come to the palace, the Oba.
Yes. Yeah.
And we have a whole street called the Goose Street.
Yeah.
These artifacts are still made today.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. I will definitely be in Nigeria, actually this summer. We are planning to take my first trip there to my home.
Very good.
I want to thank you.
Okay, we'll try and let us know. We can arrange for you to meet the Oba, the king.
Yes.
Oh, fabulous!
At the palace.
Fabulous.
Yeah, go to the palace, and we'll find a way to make that happen. It's very tough to do. It's like trying to go into London, England, and trying to meet the Queen. But yes, we can arrange that. I
want to meet the Queen. I want to meet my ancestral.
I know. I'm saying how difficult it is to pull it off. But yes, that can be arranged.
Yeah. One last thing we know is that Edo is the monarchy is the oldest.
Yes.
In the world.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say the monarchy started from Africa. Yeah. England didn't have no monarchy, and everything, including the whole democratic process, is from the motherland.
Yes.
We started civilization. We started parliamentary procedures and how to do things right. So it's everything has started with us. It started with that African blood. So I want to thank you guys so much, and I will be in touch with for the other show for sure after this, so that we can get you to talk and spread more of what's happening and what needs to happen, and how we can be a part of moving this needle. And instead of that one, we need 100%.
Yes.
But, so we need to start somewhere though. So once again, I want to thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It is good. They say we're gonna invite you to our picnic. Like I said, you really should be there, and you can actually do a show there, and it will be great.
You meet all the Edo ladies, and you will love them. Trust me.
And you're gonna teach me how to do my head wrap. So I'm
teach you how to do it.
They'll do a great one for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
And have a wonderful week. And I want to thank Afrique Today for allowing us this time on the show today. And thank you for giving us a little extra few minutes. Afrique Today, you're wonderful. Please join in next Friday. It's going to be political season. So we're going to start talking politics. Even though I don't like politics too much, but
it's a fact of life.
It's a fact of life.
Fact of life.
So we have to start.
You can't run away from it.
Yes.